Hey guys! Since I'm currently moving, I decided to do some DIY coasters for our new apartment. I bought those beautiful wooden coasters and instantly knew that they would be perfect for an acrylic paint project. I love how you can use acrylic paint on basically everything that has a little bit of texture. It was quite hard to put the paint on the wood since it is really rough, but I had a lot of fun with it and I feel like I learned a whole lot. It hasn't been too long ago since I started using acrylics, and I still feel like a complete newbie, but that has never really stopped me when it comes to creating things. So here I am, learning how to use the paint on what must be one of the hardest surfaces to work on. But on a bright side, after that project, I might feel like a complete pro when I paint on paper. I did 6 of those coasters in total. I'm so looking forward to seeing those in our new home. I haven't done any DIY kind of projects on this channel before, and I'm not really planning on doing a lot of those, but it was a nice change. I clearly left my comfort zone for those. Even though the designs are quite simple, it was so much harder than it looks. But I realized that I really like simple designs and flat shapes. I might actually incorporate that in my regular paintings. By the way, please don't forget to tell me in the comments down below which one of those animals you like most. Have you ever painted on wood before? If not, I'd recommend it if you're looking for a challenge. But I'm not talking about smooth wood with a paper-like texture. Look at how rough those surfaces are. I'm quite proud that I finished all of those. Now we have 8 coasters, even though we only have 4 chairs at our table. You can never have too many coasters. So in the end, I did a fox. That was the first one. That's the one you see me do right now. And I added some greenery to the fox, so because it was a little bit empty on the bottom. And then the next one, here you see the finished piece, by the way. And the next one is going to be a raccoon once it's done. And by the way, I did a lot of those simultaneously because the paint took a lot of time to dry. And I had to do, I think, 3 to 4 layers at least. Some of those have even more layers. And it would have taken me ages to do all those one by one and wait until all those layers are dry. So I did a lot of those simultaneously and filmed those simultaneously, and then I had to kind of find out which clip goes after which one, so all those animals are drawn completely in one piece and not one bit of raccoon and then one bit of a fox and one bit of the next animal. I tried that, but it looked so terrible. You couldn't have watched this video because it would have been horrible. So I decided to organize those clips, and it's quite a lot of fun to watch those in one piece now. I am currently watching the same thing as you are, and it's so nice to see all those animals one by one. I don't know if you can tell what those animals are, if they really look like what they are meant to look like, but I think they're cute and That's the most important thing. And then I did a penguin for my boyfriend because he really loves those. Those are his favorite animals. And he said that you can never have too many of them. So I did a coaster. I think that at first it looks a little bit like a whale. Yeah, but it's getting more penguin-y. And also, I did some of those animals where I only did the head, and on others, I did the whole body. Don't ask me why I did it that way, but that's how I did it. And now I'm adding some eyes because he must be able to see the whole world. Also, I'm going to add some sealer to those in the end because I don't want them to get dirty when you put your glass on them. I don't know how this will work, and if they get ugly when I do that, I really hope that it will work. I haven't done it yet, so you can see those when they are still beautiful. And maybe in a few weeks, I will look back at that video and be glad that I filmed it because those coasters will look gross. I really hope that it doesn't turn out that way. And this video is also kind of long. Not all my videos are that long. It's 14 minutes, but hey, we can do it! There are a lot of mini paintings here, and we can watch the whole thing. I hope you aren't bored right now. You can also kind of see this as a tutorial because those shapes are so easy. You can easily copy those. I'm not mad if you want to copy those. I also looked at Pinterest for some inspiration, so I think that the fox in the beginning was inspired by an illustration I found there. And also some others were a little bit inspired. I changed a lot of illustrations up or combined them or looked at the animal and tried to simplify it. And you can really copy those and use those on your DIYs. I'm not mad for that. If you post them, I would love it if you could tag me somehow so that I can look at your DIYs if you decide to do them. Also, if you decide to paint anything on wood, I'd love to see that because I'm so curious on what other people can do. I bet there are a lot of people out there who will do a way better job than me because I really haven't done that before. But like I said, it was a nice project and a nice change, and even though this is a really hard surface to paint on, it's quite nice and I learned so much. And I even learned that I quite like acrylic paints because even though I needed a lot of layers, I was quite pleased with the fact that you can get them to be opaque and that you can draw white over blue like you see it here. And it's quite nice because you can't do that with everything. I think that watercolors must be the medium that I love the most, but I could never do that with watercolors. I know that there is some kind of adhesive that you can put on I think on any surface and then you can paint with watercolors on it. But I think it's not the same, and I don't know if this would work on that rough texture. I mean, look at this one. It even has a big hole in it. It's so, I don't know. I tried to fill that hole, but in the end I think I didn't really because it didn't really work that way because yeah, you can fill a hole with acrylic paint, but it would never really dry. It would take ages. And I think it would easily rip apart again because it's such a thick amount of paint. But you can't see it as much anymore. And I had to put the beak on top of the hole because, yeah, I couldn't draw it there. But I think it looks so cute. And it even has a little plush. That's an owl, by the way. So, you know now. I think it looked like a penguin at first, but those ears quite help. And also, I don't show you every coat that I do because it would be so boring if I'd show you the coats and I'd show you everything. I had to speed that up so much. You see, now I'm doing a sheep and I started with the shape of the face because it took me ages to get down the right shape, and it would be so boring to watch that. And I tried to make the video as interesting as possible, and that's why it's kind of past cut. And I couldn't really speed up everything because I really flipped those wood things a lot because it's so hard to draw on there, and I had to flip them around to get the shapes right, and I couldn't speed up those bits because you couldn't really watch those. So now I did it that way, and I think it's the best thing that I could have done because I tried it the other way first, and yeah, it didn't work. So this must be my favorite one. It's so cute. It's a black sheep. I really wanted to do a black one because those get killed because you can't use their fur. So I love them because I love everything that will get killed, and I'm way too passionate about things like that. And yeah. And the last one I did is a gray mouse because I love mice, but it's my least favorite one. I don't know why. I don't like it as much as the others, but it's nice anyway, and I don't want it to feel left out. You are a cute mouse. Okay, you belong to this family. So yeah, at first it looked like a bear. Then I added the tail and I felt it looked way more like a mouse, but it still didn't really completely look like one. So then I added the whiskers and the face, but it was still not really a mouse in my opinion. So I made the ears way bigger, and now it finally really looks like a mouse to me. So it's way better now. But the whiskers they are so thick. I really couldn't get them to be not as thick. And now I'm painting some flowers, some cherry blossoms, and the line is suddenly so thin. I don't know why. I think it's because it's a dark on a light tone. And those are the finished pieces. Let me know which one you like most, and I really hope you liked that video, and if you did so, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. Have a nice day, and until next time, goodbye!